Thanks, Lauren. I'm truly honored to have been given the privilege to introduce to you the next inductee. Immediate words that come to mind when I think of Grant Gibson are always a positive attitude, never lost the love for the business, trustworthy, innovative, smart, and an all-around nice guy. Grant was born in Pennsylvania and moved to Windsor at age 5, followed by high school in Streetsville, where he met and later married his high school sweetheart, his lovely wife, Marilee. He attended university in Guelph and Windsor, where he received his BA, BCom, and eventually his MBA. He has 2 children, Allison and Brad, and 2 grandchildren, Abby and Cameron, who are all here. And the fact that they're here today really shows the emphasis that and the value that Grant places on family as well as work. Grant began his career with Becton Dickinson, where he carried a bag and eventually became marketing manager. This ignited a passion in Grant and began a love affair with the healthcare industry that spanned the next 45 years. He did a 5-year stint at Ortho as marketing manager for their consumer products. Grant tells me that one of the greatest compliments he ever received there was when the president of Ortho North America stormed into his office, reprimanding him for distracting the reps from selling Ortho's other products. While at Ortho, he received a call one day asking him if he wanted to be president of an ad agency. This was McDade and Monty, a healthcare agency back in the day, and as Grant tells me, he has never looked back since then. Grant ran McDade and Monty for 10 years, earning the business, trust, and respect of many of pharma's big guys. At this point, Grant decided to leave McDade and Monty and form the Gibson Group. That was over 25 years ago, where he has managed hundreds of brands, worked on scores of product launches, and met many people he now considers his friends. And I can like to consider myself to be one of those people. I asked Grant, what kind of place is the Gibson Group to work at? He thought for a moment, trying to find the words that best describe the agency he created and built for the past 25 years, and finally said, no one ever quit, both figuratively and literally. When you think about that, in 25 years, no one has ever quit his agency. Grant then proceeded to tell me that he has had a client for over 30 years. That is a true testament to the kind of agency Grant has created. Grant can always be counted on to listen to the client and the marketplace and gently guide the client in a silky smooth way to the solution that is best for the business. At least that's what he did with me, a relationship that has lasted over 15 years. And in those 15 years, I always thought his ideas were my ideas. It's funny how that works. As a true testament to Grant's worthiness for the Pharmaceutical Marketing Hall of Fame, I consider Grant as much a mentor as a friend, and so do countless others in the Canadian pharma industry. It gives me great pleasure to introduce to you Grant Gibson.
Well, thank you, Joe, for those almost all honest words. I appreciate very much your taking the time and our long-term relationship leading up to this event. Special thank to Mitch and all his team, all the sponsors for this ongoing honor that is bestowed to those who are qualified. I sort of feel like I'm in the Oscars, and Sylvain said a little bit towards that. You know, it's great to be nominated. Well, you know, being nominated and actually winning the award is just a real honor and a privilege. I've had, as Joe mentioned, almost 45 years in this industry. Other than 1 year of temporary insanity, my whole career has been in the healthcare industry with Becton Dickinson and Ortho, and then 2 healthcare agencies. Now, it's been really interesting to come up through the client side, work with, and I see a lot of faces around here of people at Ortho. I ran into Percy Sky, one of the very first inductees prior to the celebration here. And Percy was telling me how proud he is, how he's launched people into the industry. He said, I can't keep them all, but I hire great talent and then I launch them out. So he considers me one of his victories, and I'm very pleased to hear that. The Gibson Group started over 25 years ago. I had left another agency and off I went on my own, and it's been a really interesting career. I've done everything from toothbrushes to cardiovascular products, prescription products, OTCs. Lauren mentioned we evolved into doing a lot of direct-to-consumer products as clients suddenly discovered talking to the doctors for their consumer products is actually a great way to communicate. So it's been just a career that has been very gratifying, not without a few bumps along the way, but generally just a very satisfying, very gratifying career. I'd like to take a special moment here and thank my family for coming. As Joe said, I've got my wife, my 2 kids, and my 2 grandchildren. Yes, I do have grandchildren. So that it's a great thing to have them here and to support me in this moment. I can say a special thank you to all the hundreds of people I've had the opportunity to work with. You know, the list is too long to, you know, I don't have an agent, so I won't start with them. To be able to work with the talented people in the healthcare industry has been just a marvelous experience. As Joe mentioned, I hope I've been able to mentor a few along the way and see a few around in the room here. And everything from my coworkers, my partners, freelancers, suppliers, and of course clients as well. People who have been real supporters, and as Joe mentioned, it's led to great friendships as well. And while you don't have to be friends with your clients, it sure helps. I think at the Gibson Group we strived for just a few things. We strived for great creative, we strived for great strategic, and we strived to be a top-notch service agency. We weren't the biggest in the land, but we tried harder. So thank you so much. I feel very honored and privileged to receive this award. Thank you very much.